What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing today? Happy Money Monday. It's July 12th, 3:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Markets are about to close here in 32 minutes. What a wacky day in the market. Straight up, really wacky day. It was. It honestly felt like I was one step behind all day. That's how it felt for me. I hope you guys killed it, had an amazing day. Let's talk about what happened today. So this morning, we had a couple stocks gapping up on the gap scanners. The first one being TPST. This bad boy was gapping up to a high of $37-38 a share. On Friday, this thing ramped from 1050s all the way up to a high of $25. So we wake up Monday. This is gapping up double pretty much from 15 up to 35. And it just goes to show you guys, don't get caught up in the hype. This was gapping up, what was it, 130% pre-market? And as soon as this thing opens up here at 33, it rips all the way up to 41 and into a halt. Everybody was anticipating for it to potentially reopen and just keep ripping up and ripping up and ripping up. No, they open this thing at the same exact price and slam it down. And this has just been fading off all day. That was TPST. Then we also had SGOC. Look at this bad boy. Pretty much similar, same chart as TPST. Friday runs from $2 all the way up to $20. That's insane. And then, right from the open here, it opens at 17, rips all the way up to $25, $26. Then they reopen it and it slams all the way back down here to that $20. They grind it all the way back up to new high of day. And then since that, they've just been slowly fading it off all the way down. As I'm talking, it's still making new lows. It's just crumbling and falling apart. But this could lead to good bounces in the future. MRIN. This has just been slowly but surely fading off, along with BLIN. The party's over. ALF finally fell through that $14. ALF has been bouncing off that 14 for like 2 weeks. And today, it finally cracked through that 14, and it's all the way down here at $12 now. We did have a stock pop up and go crazy today, though. MDIA. Check this bad boy out. Running from $4.50, and it's currently halted right now. Running at the end of the day up at $13.50. It's up 218%. $9 it ran today. What an epic move. Straight up. This thing, I underestimated it so many times. I didn't even trade this. And I'm not even going to chase after this stock at the end of the day right here. Insane moves on it. So let's break this down real quick. This is why we don't chase after high of day breakouts, guys. You see it ran up right here and made that high. It came right back up to it and retested it, failed. had a big pullback on it, ran all the way back up, came right back up to that high of day again and failed. Got that micro pullback. Now it finally pushes. Made a new high up here. Pulls back. Retest that high of day here. Fails. Pulls it all the way back. And look at right where they bounce it at. They bounce it right where it was at resistance right here. So from here, it starts a nice trend. And it's been trending to the upside all day. You can slap trend lines on this. See how it's widening out as it keeps bouncing off of these trend lines? This is a pretty low float stock. The stock's float is only 1.8 million. So low supply, you got a huge wave of demand coming into this stock. Volume on the day's at 66 million. They've rotated this float nearly 30 times. So when you're rotating that float, demand is there. That's where you get the big price shots in these types of stocks. We also had SPCE have a good gap up this morning. They had a successful launch over the weekend. And from 49 gaps up to 54. Now everybody's taking profits and they're just driving it down into the ground. This was a buy the rumor, sell the news type of play. Everybody was anticipating that launch over the weekend. And with it being successful, they had a nice gap up right when pre-market starts. And everybody just starts taking profits. All right, what else do we have? We had RSLS. I can't type. RSLS, just a real quick opportunity from 490s, getting a nice dollar run up. And then after that, everybody just dumps it, just using and abusing the stock. We also had SEED. Seed pop up today. This had a good run from $9 all the way up to $14. That's a good $5 run on a stock like this. Just look at it, how much volume was pumping into this right here when it was making its run up. So there was opportunity out here today. There really was. MDIA just reopened. This is running up to $15 now. Look at it go off on the scanners now. Take a step back though. This thing has been running up non-stop all day. It's up 275%. This thing just kept gearing up, popping. Gearing up, pop. Gear up, pop. Gear up, pop. Gear up, pop. All day. Look at how up that is. So remember, whatever goes up must come down. And this is a pretty sharp trend here. You could slap a trend line right on this thing, connecting all of the higher lows. It's pretty steep. So this thing's got a lot of momentum going into it. You could slap a trend line on like this. And once it breaks that trend line, watch for the cookie to crumble. Wow, what a move. When you look at that daily chart, it's got room to run up to 1750. That's the all-time high. This thing's so gone and out of touch with reality. If you're even thinking about swinging something like this, you're insane. You really are. That's a huge move from this stock. Remember, yesterday this stock was at $4 a share. Now it's hitting $16 a share. The company times 4 its value. It quadrupled its value or something. Wow. We also had the SPY pushing up all day today. This is right back up to all-time new highs. So the market rally continues. SPY still pushing to new highs. GameStop even had a quick pop on it today as well. Right here in the morning from 191 up to 197. Just a real quick pop on it. And then MOXC, this is making a comeback. Look at that. Completely failed and fell apart this morning. This was the past few days. This has been looking really good. And this is even looking to push up to all-time new highs. We were looking for that 30 break for it to push up to 31 and break over to all-time new highs. If we zoom into today, right here, it was holding that $30. And we were looking for it to break that 31, but it stalled out right here. Stalled out just below 31. It popped over 31 right here, up to 31.36, but then quickly retraced right back under 31. Pulls back, holds 30, comes up, retests that 31 again, and just stalls out. Completely crumbles, bounces back up to almost 31 here, and then that's all she wrote. Just crumbled and fell apart all the way down to 27. This thing fell to $25. And now, look at it, it's running all the way back up to 29. This is a wild stock. It still very well could break that 31. It could. Markets are pushing to all-time new highs. This is near its all-time highs. We'll just have to take it day by day and see what happens. Back to MDIA, I would just be careful with this name as we enter into the close. Keep in mind, guys, this stock has been running up all day. We got 18 minutes before that market closes. People are going to want to start taking profits. So at this point, it could start crumbling and falling apart because everybody's going to bail out on it because they made their money on this. Take a screenshot of this chart, guys. Study it. Break it down. Get your pen out. Like this. Float 1.8 million. Volume on the day on it is what? 72 million. Does it have news? Let's see. Nope. There's no news, but there's a bunch of Form 4s. Form 4s are insiders accumulating. or distributing shares. So let's see here. We have code A. They're acquiring amount 3,685. That's how many shares they totally own. So we have a bunch of these Form 4s from different insiders in the company on July 8th, 6th, and June 28th. So all of these insiders are acquiring shares. You got to think, people are out here. They all have different strategies. There's people out here that strictly look for insiders acquiring or purchasing shares, because that could be a sign that they know something or they see value in this company. If insiders of a company are acquiring shares or going out and purchasing shares of their own company out of pocket, that's a good sign. So people are going to be on the lookout for that. And look what happens. Stuff like this, it can just get out of hand and take off crazy. Does it happen all the time? No, it doesn't happen all the time. But special days with the right mixture of everything coming together, there was really nothing going on in the markets. Our two top stocks that were gapping up this morning, TPST, and what was that other one? SGOC, they're fading off. Everything across the board's failing. So this starts popping up on the scanners. Everybody wants to trade. They're looking and waiting for something to pop up. This pops up. Everybody jumps on the freight train. It's all popping off nonstop here on the scanner, right? Right here. It's the perfect mixture, and it just takes off and forms a life of its own. That's how you do it. So we'll put, oh, I deleted it. But down here at the bottom, I'd put no news, but recent insider buying. And then if you wanted, you could put another note like down at the bottom just to remind yourself in the future. Like, there was nothing at all going on. Nothing. Traders want to trade. Everything was fading, and this stock hits the scanners and takes off. And then when you take a screenshot of this, make sure you include, you could draw an arrow or something. Draw an arrow right to your scanner where it's highlighting. All of these, all the time it's popping up here. And you could see as well, this is the biggest percentage gainers list. It's the very top. It's the number one percentage gainer as well. So that's how you put it all together. And you can highlight the float on it, what exchange it's on, the current volume on the day, which is right there. Putting it all together for it to make sense for you. And then you add it to your playbook. That's how we do it here, guys. Show up every single day. You see this stuff happen just over and over and over and over again. And you want to put all the pieces together to tell the story. I like to say I consider myself, I'm a detective. I'm putting all of the pieces together to help solve the story. And I consider myself a scientist. I'm experimenting, testing, experimenting, refining, testing, experimenting, testing, refining. So I hope that made a lot of sense for you guys. Ian asked, how do you learn to make your scanner? You just put that time in and learn, to be honest. You look up videos on YouTube. I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years. So all the time that I put into this stuff, I obsess over the stock market. I'm always studying, working on myself to get better and better and better. It's just accumulation of time. And you'll start dabbling off into little other things like how to perfect your stock scanners, how to perfect your stock screeners, how to perfect your charts, indicators that you want to use, what do you like looking for, and it's a combination of all kinds of stuff. All of it comes with time. It honestly does. A lot of newer people, they just come into this, their mind is everywhere because there's just so much going on. That's like somebody taking you to downtown New York City and just dropping you off right in the center of Times Square. You're going to be so confused and mind boggled on what's going on, all these people and taxi cabs, and it's insane. It's a mad world right there in downtown New York. Same thing goes with the stock market. So when you're new, all of this stuff's going to look complicated. It's not going to make sense. You just got to start putting in that time, showing up, getting that experience under your belt. Join up with a community to help further advance your learning curve. Because if you just try to learn all this stuff by yourself, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to take you a long ass time. You're going to make so many stupid mistakes and just burn a lot of time doing it by yourself. You honestly are. So there's all kinds of trading communities out there. All kinds. We've just talked about this yesterday. I don't care if you guys join up with me or not. There's other communities that are out there. Timothy Sykes, Warrior Trading, Clay Trader, Humble Trader. There's so many. And all of us all have different beliefs and ideas revolved around the stock market. We all have different strategies and approaches to how we approach the stock market. So don't be afraid to learn from all of these different people. Take away the best from each one and start developing your own style and strategies. And if there's a community that you really click with and you like, join that community up. Join them up. Make it. You won't. You just won't. It's so hard. It is. You need like-minded people surrounded by you and with you to help keep you motivated, keep pushing you, learning from other people, seeing how they look at the stock market, helping each other out, having multiple eyes in the market. See, and that's what we do here. And in the Discord here. Every day, all of us show up. All of us. We're in the Monday chat here. We're all calling out what we see, different stocks that pop up, asking questions. And look I'm in here sharing ideas, posting charts. You guys are learning from my experience of 6 years of being a trader. I'm here every single day. So if you show up and put that time in, Even if you don't say anything in the chat and you just watch and see what we all talk about, that learning curve is really you're gonna go from here up to here so fast versus being by yourself, taking your time, you're learning. Oh, you're having a couple mistakes, you're slowly learning, putting it all together. It's just so much more complicated because there's just so much to it. There really is. I'm about to wrap it up though, guys. I'm out of here. My day's done. You guys be safe out there. Great job to you guys today in the chat. You guys handled it very well today. Remember, we still have the whole week ahead of us. It's only one day, and it's the beginning of a new month. Remember, we have all of these financial banks putting out earnings, so we're heading into earnings season as well. So as earnings season kicks off, volume in small caps is going to start to dry up. We're going to have to adapt. The big money's going to want to focus on their big portfolios. All right, guys, as I always say, have that patience, have that discipline, study, study, study. Later.